Welcome back. In this video, we'll look at one of the most important copywriting components on your landing page, the headline, and I'll share tips for writing headlines that convert. The best way to approach headline writing, in my opinion, is to start with a framework or a template in mind. This is just a starting point, of course, but I have found it easier to begin with one of these 8 headline types outlined by Robert Bly in The Copywriter's Handbook, one of my favorite resources for learning copywriting. Let's go through each of these headline types below. So first of all, we have direct headlines. These state the selling proposition directly with no wordplay, hidden meaning, or puns. Here you see an example from Bluevine where they say fast funding for your business. That's basically what they're doing and what they're offering. It's very direct and to the point. Indirect headlines make their point in a roundabout way. It arouses curiosity, and the questions it raises are answered elsewhere on the page. This old print advertisement, which we referenced in a previous video from the 1920s, is a good example of an indirect headline. You can also think of this as a cliffhanger headline, because you want to keep reading to find out what happens. News headlines are great if your product or service offers something newsworthy and you want to announce it. Some common words found in news headlines include finally, new, announcing, introducing, now available, and at last. Here's an example from a website called Feels, where the headline is, finally, a better way to feel better. As Robert Bly puts it in The Copywriter's Handbook, the words how to are pure magic. So when you use them in a headline, you can pull the reader in as they want to learn more. This example from marketing consultant Jason Swank does a great job of using a how-to headline. He also throws in a number, which makes the headline even more specific. Next up, we have question headlines. This example from Video Fruit asks, want random people on the internet to buy stuff from you? It's certainly interesting, and it makes you want to read the subheadline. Just remember, as Robert Bly writes in The Copywriter's Handbook, question headlines should always focus on the reader's self-interest, curiosity, and needs, and not on the advertiser's. He gives an example of the wrong use of a question headline, which says, do you know what XYZ company is up to these days? Guess what the reader's response is to those types of headlines. If you thought, well, who cares? Then you're right. The reader just doesn't care what company XYZ is up to. They care about what's in it for them. So if you use a question headline, make sure it's focused on the visitor and what's in it for them. Command headlines are some of the most common headlines out there and one of my favorites. They're direct and they generate action by telling your prospects what to do or what they're going to get. This example from TurboTax simply says, get your maximum refund guaranteed. You'll want to have a strong command verb that demands action at the start of a command headline if you end up using this format. Another effective headline technique is called the reason why headline. Your body text consists of a numbered list of features or tips which you then incorporate into the headline, such as what Amy Porterfield has done here with her headline that says, the 3 behind-the-scenes secrets to digital course success in 2019 and beyond. It's important to note that it's not even necessary to include the words reason why in the headline for it to be a reason why headline. The why can certainly be implied just by listing out some of the benefits, as Amy has done here. Lastly, we have the testimonial headline, which is simply a quote from a happy customer. While it seems easy to craft a testimonial headline, you need to find a testimonial that works well, it speaks to the core offer, it resonates with the target audience, and is short enough and concise enough to work as a headline. But when you find the right one, it can do really well, especially since it also helps convey social proof to your visitors at the same time. So it's a 2-for-1. Well, that's all for headlines. Now, I hope these examples have been helpful as you begin to brainstorm your own headlines. Up next, we're going to look at another very important copywriting concept called message match. I'll see you in the next video.